Now to Boston, where the entire city is ready to move on after the deadly bombings. Meanwhile, federal officials are working to move forward in the legal proceedings. And the only surviving suspect in the Boston Marathon bombing, 19-year-old Johar Tsarnaev, has yet to be charged with any crime. Reporter Tori Dunnan in Boston with the latest.
Johar Tsarnaev is still in serious condition at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. He's sedated with a tube down his throat and unable to speak. The only surviving suspect in the Boston Marathon bombings has yet to be charged. The Justice Department says no charges will be filed Sunday. Although Massachusetts does not have the death penalty, prosecutors could seek capital punishment at the federal level.
Given the facts that I've seen, it would be appropriate to use the death penalty in this case, and I hope they would apply it in federal court.
Now more questions are being raised about the suspects and if the FBI did enough before the bombings. In 2011, the FBI says it interviewed the older brother Tamerlan after Russian authorities alerted the U.S. government. He then made a 6-month trip to Russia in 2012, but his exact whereabouts and activities are unclear.
The ball was dropped in one of two ways. The FBI missed a lot of things as one potential answer, or our laws do not allow the FBI to follow up in a sound, solid way.
While officials sift through the details, worshipers sought answers in their own way, gathering at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross Sunday to reflect on the violent flare their city experienced in the last week. Moving forward, Governor Deval Patrick says there can be vigilance without fear.
There are some lessons that we're going to have to learn and have learned painfully through this last experience that'll have to be applied to future marathons, but there will be future marathons, and I think they'll be bigger and better than ever.
Authorities have Tamerlan's body at the chief medical examiner's office, where, according to a spokesperson, they're still looking at the cause of death. In Boston, I'm Tori Dunnan reporting.
On the transit police officer who was severely wounded in the shootout with the Boston Marathon bombing suspects remains in critical condition. 33-year-old officer Richard Donahue Jr. was shot early Friday morning in the hunt for the bombers. Now, doctors are cautiously optimistic about his recovery.
He continues to need high levels of sedation, but as you heard, was able to follow some commands and squeeze fingers and wiggle his toes today.
Officer Donahue graduated in the same police academy class as Sean Collier, the MIT police officer who authorities say was killed by those two suspects. Stay with Coin 6 and CBS News for more on the capture and case surrounding the bombings. And tonight on 60 Minutes, the Boston Police Commissioner will give his first interview since the capture of the bombing suspect. That's tonight at 7 o'clock right here on Coin 6 News and CBS.